The weight of power and the art of command. Heavy lies the crown. Yet when it is your destiny to wear it, it becomes more than an emblem of authority. It becomes an extension of who you are. This crown is no mere adornment. It is a declaration, a visible testament to the unwavering strength, vision, and purpose that define you. For those born to lead, the weight of the crown is not a burden, but a privilege, an opportunity to stand tall in the face of challenges and shape the world according to their unique vision. But make no mistake, the world is not simply watching. No, their gaze is far more penetrating. They are not content with casual observation. They are analyzing, scrutinizing, and obsessing over every move you make. They study your methods with the intensity of scholars poring over ancient texts, trying desperately to decode the formula behind your success. Sleep eludes them as they wrestle with the question, how does one person so effortlessly turn the tide? Your ascent is not a coincidence. It is not a fleeting stroke of luck or the result of mere happenstance. It is a carefully orchestrated symphony of ambition, discipline, and relentless determination. You have transformed your potential into power and your vision into reality. This rise is a masterclass in resilience, a silent yet thunderous rejection of mediocrity that leaves the world scrambling to keep pace. However, here lies the paradox. While many are in awe, not everyone cheers. In fact, some are triggered by your success, and their discomfort is almost palpable. Why? Because nothing stings quite like the realization that they are not the most powerful figure in the room. Psychologists tell us that people are often most provoked by traits they secretly admire or wish they possessed themselves. In essence, their irritation, their skepticism, their attempts to diminish your shine are little more than poorly disguised admiration. Envy cloaked in criticism. They may not admit it, but they are shaken, not just because you command attention, but because you own the very atmosphere they hope to dominate. Yet, let us not lay all the blame at their feet. Your journey to the throne was not a passive one. You did not inherit your place at the top. You claimed it. You shattered barriers, bulldozed through resistance, and unapologetically claimed what was yours. You did not politely knock on the door of success. You broke it down. And now, you sit upon your throne, chalice in hand, fully aware of the murmurs in the shadows. They plot, they whisper, they question, but none of it shakes you. Why? Because your focus is unyielding and your resolve is unbreakable. This is where the Real Challenge begins. How do you maintain your grace, your poise, your edge in a world that alternates between adulation and resentment? How do you navigate the delicate, chaotic balance of power when every step you take is scrutinized, every decision dissected? The answer lies in understanding the dynamics of influence and fully embracing the drama that inevitably accompanies greatness. To be the one who wears the crown is to walk a path both glorious and daunting. It is to inspire and provoke in equal measure. It is to hold a room not with force, but with the sheer force of your presence. It is to rise above pettiness, above mediocrity, and to redefine what it means to lead. So lean into it. Lean into the psychology of power, the artistry of command, and the unshakable confidence that sets you apart. This is not just about wearing the crown. It is about earning it, owning it, and making it a symbol of everything you stand for. The world may never fully understand the depth of your journey, but they will remember it. And in the end, that is what it means to truly rise. 1. Your aura radiates unstoppable authority. Long before you speak, your presence fills the room, commanding attention without needing to ask for it. It is not the volume of your voice or the grandness of your gestures that draws people in. Instead, it is the quiet power of your energy, a force so magnetic that it shifts the dynamics of any space you enter. People may try to look away, but their instincts betray them. It is as if every glance, every subtle movement gravitates toward you, even when they pretend otherwise. You do not demand notice. You become notice. This silent authority is what makes you stand apart in a sea of voices clamoring to be heard. You do not have to fight for your place. It is yours by nature. Authority wraps around you like a second skin, not flaunted but felt, not declared but recognized. And here is the truth that many struggle to accept. People are not just envious of what you possess. They are unsettled by how your presence magnifies their own inadequacies. You are a mirror reflecting their unspoken doubts and insecurities, and that reflection can be unnerving. What they feel toward you is not hatred, though it may appear that way. It is discomfort, an unwillingness to confront the parts of themselves that your aura lays bare. While others hustle for approval, bending and contorting themselves to fit into someone else's mold, you simply exist as your authentic self. There is no struggle, no desperate need for validation. You move through life with a confidence that is as effortless as it is unshakable, and it is this ease that unnerves them the most. You do not overshare to seek approval or overcompensate to fill silences. You let your actions, your demeanor, and your energy speak for themselves. And that mystique, that is what keeps people intrigued. It is what makes them question themselves, not you. They cannot figure out why you do not feel the need to justify your actions, your choices, or even your success. That restraint, your refusal to participate in the endless scramble for recognition, is your most powerful weapon. This power you wield is not born of arrogance. Arrogance is fragile, built on a foundation of comparison and competition. What you possess is far stronger. Certainty. It is the unwavering knowledge of who you are and what you stand for. Certainty is not loud. It does not seek the spotlight. Yet, paradoxically, it cannot help but draw every eye toward it. People can sense it in the way you hold yourself, in the confidence of your gaze, and in the calm steadiness of your actions. Certainty is a fortress, unyielding and impenetrable. And what truly makes this power extraordinary is that it is not something you feel compelled to prove. You are not chasing external validation because you understand that real authority comes from within. It is self-sustaining, independent of opinions, and immune to criticism. Whether people choose to acknowledge it or not, your aura remains undeniable. It is a constant, an unshakable truth that does not waver based on the whims of others. While others drown in the noise of their own insecurities, you remain the calm in the chaos. Your silence speaks louder than their shouts. Your composure eclipses their frantic efforts to be seen. You do not compete because, for you, there is no competition. You exist in a league entirely your own, and that is what makes you unforgettable. The world needs people like you, individuals who embody quiet strength and unyielding certainty. You are a reminder that true power is not about dominance or bravado. It is about self-awareness, authenticity, and the courage to stand firm in your identity. Your aura does not just command respect, it inspires it. So walk into every room with your head high and your spirit unwavering. Let your presence do the talking. You do not need to explain yourself, and you certainly do not need to apologize for the authority you naturally exude. It is not just a part of you, it is you. Let them wonder, let them question, and let them wrestle with their own insecurities. Your job is not to fix their discomfort. It is to remain true to the powerful, radiant force that you are. Whether they like it or not, your aura is here to stay. 2. You are not in competition. You are the standard. You do not compete because you do not need to. The idea of competition is redundant when you are the benchmark, the very standard by which others measure themselves. This truth unsettles those around you, because while they exhaust themselves in an endless struggle to outshine one another, you have already shifted the entire dynamic. You are not simply participating in their race. You have elevated yourself above it. They see it, they feel it, and they cannot deny it. By creating your own path, you have freed yourself from the suffocating confines of comparison. The moment you stepped outside the boundaries of their norms and expectations, you redefined the game. You are no longer playing by their rules, and that is precisely what makes your presence so powerful. This level of independence, this self-defined narrative, is a form of dominance they cannot grasp. They are accustomed to measuring worth through the lens of rivalry, but your approach defies those metrics entirely. When you are the standard, People do not simply observe you. They analyze, critique, and even obsess over you. They study your every move, searching for cracks in the foundation you have built. They scrutinize your decisions and your achievements, hoping to uncover flaws that might bring you down to their level. But here is the truth they refuse to accept. Your foundation was not built to impress. It was built to endure. You are not interested in temporary applause or fleeting recognition. You are invested in creating something timeless. While others are consumed by their need to compete or their desperation to keep up, you are already focused on the future. Your moves are calculated, purposeful, and always ahead of the curve. This is not about seeking attention or validation. It is about being undeniable, about creating a legacy so powerful that it speaks for itself. What disrupts them most is your effortless command of the space you occupy. You do not need to flaunt your success. Your actions alone set the tone. Your presence is a quiet, unshakable assertion that their games, their rules, and their hierarchies do not apply to you. And this is what truly bothers them. The way you make it all seem so natural, as if you were born to lead, born to define the standards they cannot reach. But the reality is simple. Your success is the result of relentless effort, unyielding discipline, and a mindset that is untouchable. You have outworked, outthought, and outgrown the limitations they still cling to. You are not running the race. You are the finish line, and every step you take reaffirms that truth. 3. Respect is not requested, it is commanded. Respect is never something you ask for, it is something you command. It is not granted out of pity or courtesy, but flows naturally toward those who embody it. It is felt in the way you carry yourself, the weight of your words, and the profound silence you maintain in moments where others would falter. This is not arrogance, but a quiet, assured confidence that speaks louder than any proclamation. You do not need to plead for recognition or fight for attention. Your presence alone is evidence of your worth. Respect is drawn to you because of the aura you exude. It is not about popularity or superficial approval. It is about the unshakable authenticity with which you hold your space. When you enter a room, people may not always agree with you, but they cannot ignore you. Your presence demands acknowledgement, not because you strive to overshadow others, but because you are fully aware of your value. This unyielding self-assurance unnerves those who rely on the insecurities of others to assert their dominance. What sets you apart is your refusal to beg for what is already yours. While others waste their energy chasing approval or seeking permission, you have made a powerful decision. You are enough. This decision is not just an act of self-acceptance. It is a declaration of independence. You do not need anyone else to validate your worth, and that is precisely what makes you so powerful. This power is not wielded through aggression or force, but through presence. Your confidence is a quiet storm, unsettling those who thrive on doubt and hesitation. It challenges their insecurities and forces them to confront the limitations of their own perspective. They cannot confine you, manipulate you, or define you, and that discomfort speaks volumes. Respect for you is not a transaction or a concession. It is a natural consequence of the way you carry yourself. You do not ask for it. You do not plead for it. You embody it. And because of this, you leave an indelible mark on every space you enter. People do not just notice you, they react to you. Your presence disrupts the ordinary, forcing others to take stock of their own inadequacies. You are not simply seen, you are felt. Your energy, your confidence, and your authenticity ripple through the spaces you inhabit, leaving no room for doubt. Respect is not something you seek, it is something you command, and that, more than anything, is what makes you unforgettable. 4. Your wins are a mirror to their insecurities. Your success is a spotlight, and for some, it shines too brightly on the things they'd rather keep hidden. Every win you rack up becomes a silent reminder of what they haven't accomplished, of the dreams they've put on hold, or the potential they've let slip through their fingers. The truth is, people who are secure in themselves don't feel threatened by someone else's victories. But those who are quietly battling their own inadequacies can't help but see your success as a personal affront. You're just doing what you're meant to do. But to them, it feels personal. The truth is, people who are secure in themselves don't feel threatened by someone else's victories. Those who are quietly battling their own inadequacies can't help but see your success as a reflection of their shortcomings. Every time you level up, it forces them to confront the gap between where they are and where they want to be. That's not on you, though. Their reaction isn't about your greatness. It's about their failure to match it. Your wins don't just rattle them, they expose them. They see your ambition, drive, and resilience, and it reminds them of everything they've neglected in themselves. That's why they can't celebrate with you. It's easier to resent you than to face their own stagnation. But here's the thing, you're not going to shrink yourself to make them comfortable. You're not going to downplay your achievements so they can feel better. You've worked for what you have, and if your success unsettles them, that's a reflection of their insecurities, not a reason for you to slow down. Your greatness is a mirror, and it's not your fault they don't like what they see. You're not here to dim your light. You're here to shine so brightly that even the shadows can't ignore you. Keep winning. It's their problem, not yours. 5. Silent confidence cuts deeper than words. Confidence that speaks without words is a rare and dangerous thing, and you wear it like armor. You don't shout to be heard or argue to prove a point. You know your worth, and that silent certainty unnerves people more than any loud proclamation ever could. It's not just what you say, it's what you don't feel the need to say. While others exalt themselves, trying to explain, justify, or outshine, you stay composed. That calmness? It's like a mirror reflecting their own chaos and insecurity back at them. And that's what cuts the deepest. Not your words, but your refusal to play their game. Your silence isn't indifference, it's strategy. It's the kind of confidence that comes from knowing you don't owe anyone an explanation. You let your actions speak for you. And when you do speak, your words land with undeniable weight because they're rare and deliberate. This isn't just power, it's dominance in its most refined form. 6. They fear your evolution. What terrifies them most isn't just your success. It's your ability to keep evolving while they stay stuck in their comfort zones, clinging to one version of themselves because it feels safe. You're constantly changing, growing, and pushing boundaries. You're not just keeping up with the game, you're rewriting the rules. Every time they think they've figured you out, you're already miles ahead, mastering something new or breaking into another level of success. It's not just about winning. It's about how effortlessly you seem to adapt and thrive in situations that would leave others scrambling. Your ability to pivot, see opportunities where others see obstacles, and continuously upgrade yourself is the ultimate power move. What's worse for them is that your evolution exposes their stagnation. They're stuck in old patterns, playing it safe, while you're out there taking risks and reaping the rewards. They might try to copy you, but by the time they've figured out your last move, you're already on to the next one. Your growth isn't random, it's intentional. You don't just change for the sake of it. You're always aiming higher, learning, and sharpening your edge. They fear you because they know they can't predict your next move or control the narrative around you. You're not static. You're a moving target, and that's what makes you dangerous. Evolution is your superpower, and no matter how much they try to keep up, they'll always be one step behind. Keep growing, because their fear is the clearest sign you're doing it right. 7. They're addicted to watching you, even if they hate it. They act like they can't stand you, but their actions betray them. They're watching your every move, quietly keeping tabs on what you're up to while pretending they don't care. They won't admit it, maybe not even to themselves, but they're hooked. Whether it's envy, fascination, or both, you're the center of their attention. Your wins are their obsession. They analyze your updates, scroll through your successes, and dissect your decisions, all while claiming they're over it. The truth is, they can't stop watching because you represent something they crave. Whether it's your confidence, your ability to keep winning, or the fact that you don't seem fazed by their opinions, you're living in their heads rent-free. This addiction isn't about admiration. It's a mix of inspiration and frustration. On one hand, you're proof that success is possible, which is motivating. On the other hand, you remind them of what they're not doing, and that stings. It's a cycle they can't escape, They watch to criticize, but in doing so, they can't help but admire. What's even better, you're not performing for them. You're not trying to impress or provoke them. You're just living your life unapologetically. That's exactly why they can't look away. Their attention isn't about you. It's about what you represent, a standard they haven't reached yet. They can hate all they want, but they're still glued to your every move. Their addiction to watching you is proof that you're a force they can't ignore. Let them obsess. You don't need their applause or approval to keep thriving. The irony? The more they watch, the more you win, and the more it burns them. 8. You dominate in silence and strike with precision. You don't need to broadcast your strategy to assert your dominance. The brilliance of your game lies in its quiet execution. While others talk big and lay out their plan for the world to see, you remain under the radar, moving with calculated precision that catches everyone off guard. By the time they realize what you're up to, it's already too late. You've not only made your move, but you've done it so flawlessly that they're left scrambling to catch up, completely blindsided. The most dangerous part about your approach is its invisibility. You don't give away your hand, and that's what makes your power so undeniable. They can speculate all they want, but by the time they think they have you figured out, you've already executed your next move with such finesse that they're left wondering how they missed it. You don't need applause or recognition for your brilliance. You let the results speak for themselves. This quiet dominance is what makes you untouchable. You understand the power of patience, of letting things unfold at your own pace. While others rush to make noise, you move with intent, always one step ahead. The people who doubt you, criticize you, or even plot against you can't touch you because they're too busy trying to figure out what you're going to do next. Meanwhile, you're already 10 steps ahead, setting up your next move in silence. Your ability to dominate without showing your cards is a game changer. You're not the one who needs to make noise to be heard. Your precision does all the talking for you. And as they scramble to understand your next step, you're already shaping the future, unbothered and unstoppable. 9. Your actions are blunt truths. They're raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic. You don't waste time sugarcoating your success or downplaying your ambition to make others feel comfortable. You've worked for everything you have, and you're not about to package it in a way that makes it easier for them to digest. That kind of honesty, through what you do, not what you say, shakes people to their core. It's not that you're trying to offend anyone. It's just that you refuse to dilute yourself. Your actions are bold and direct, cutting through the excuses others tell themselves about why they're not where they want to be. While they sit around talking about potential, you're out there making moves, proving that it's possible to achieve exactly what you set your mind to. That reality stings for many. Your success highlights the sacrifices they haven't made, the risks they're too afraid to take, and the comfort zones they refuse to leave. When you win, it forces them to confront their own complacency. Your ambition isn't the problem, it's their lack of it. People love illusions. They cling to the idea that success is luck or that ambition needs to be softened with humility to be acceptable. But your directness doesn't allow for those narratives. You don't apologize for wanting more or for doing what it takes to get it. You don't pretend that greatness comes without effort or that winning requires permission. Your actions are a mirror, reflecting their excuses back at them. While some may be inspired, others are left uncomfortable, triggered by a truth they can no longer ignore. 10. You're proof that hard work isn't the same as smart work. They might clock in more hours than you, but they can't match your efficiency. While they're caught up in the hustle, grinding themselves into the ground, you've already figured out the smarter way to succeed. You're not interested in burning yourself out for the sake of doing more. You've learned how to work strategically, with precision, while conserving your energy for the moves that truly matter. Hard work is often seen as the golden rule, but you've cracked the code. Working hard doesn't always mean working smart. People get caught up in the idea that success is about putting in endless hours, but you've discovered the power of being intentional with your time and effort. You don't need to sacrifice your mental health or exhaust yourself for results. While they're busy hustling themselves to exhaustion, you're making calculated moves, aligning your efforts with the highest return. It's not that they're not working hard, it's just that they're working without a clear plan. They're playing a never-ending game of catch-up, putting in effort but getting tangled in the process. Meanwhile, you've already mapped out the trajectory and are executing with laser focus, making every action count. You know how to leverage your skills, your resources, and your time in a way that keeps you ahead without running yourself ragged. That's the real difference. They might put in the hours, but they're missing the strategic thinking that allows you to take the throne without breaking a sweat. You've figured out the secret. Success isn't just about working harder. It's about working smarter. And that's the edge that leaves them chasing while you're already ahead. Number 11. They're triggered because they know you can't be controlled. The real reason they're triggered by you isn't just because of your success. It's because they can't control you. You don't follow the same tired scripts they've been living by, nor do you conform to the molds they try to impose. You're unpredictable, and that uncertainty messes with their entire sense of security. They like their world neat, orderly, and predictable, but you've turned that upside down. You don't play by their rules, and that's something they simply can't handle. When they've relied on the same old power plays, manipulating others, maintaining the illusion of control, keeping things stagnant, you come along and shatter all of that. They're used to people falling into line, doing what's expected of them, and adhering to the status quo. But you reject it all. You move however you want, chart your own path, and make decisions based on your own instincts and principles, not theirs. And that makes you a constant source of discomfort. The truth is, they fear your unpredictability because it exposes their weakness. They don't know what you'll do next, and they hate that feeling. They can't anticipate your next move, and that keeps them on edge, scrambling to adjust to whatever new challenge you throw their way. Your refusal to be controlled strips them of their sense of authority and makes them realize they don't have the grip they thought they did. What bothers them isn't just that you're doing things your way. It's that their old tactics and systems no longer work when they're up against someone who can't be manipulated or boxed in. That discomfort is a reminder that you're operating on a level they can't touch. Your unpredictability is your greatest strength, and it leaves them struggling to keep up. Number 12. Your independence makes you untouchable. Your independence is the ultimate armor. You've built yourself from the ground up, and that self-reliance makes you untouchable. You owe nothing to anyone. Not your success, not your confidence, not your peace of mind. Everything you've achieved, everything you've become, is a direct result of your own decisions, effort, and mindset. You didn't rely on handouts, shortcuts, or validation, and that kind of autonomy leaves no room for anyone to undermine your foundation. They can't manipulate you because there's nothing they can dangle in front of you that would sway you. They can't threaten your success because you didn't rely on anyone's favor to get here. Whether it's your resources, your mental resilience, or your ability to make bold moves, everything is built on your own terms. You've created a life where you don't need to answer to anyone, and that kind of freedom is what makes you an immovable force. People hate being reminded that you're self-made. It's a constant reflection of their own insecurities. Many rely on others for support, approval, or comfort, but you stand alone, and that independence makes them uneasy. It's not that they don't respect your success. It's that they fear your power to exist without them. They can't touch your foundation because it wasn't built on anyone else's approval or support. It's rock solid, and no one can shake it. What really unnerves them is that you don't need them. You don't need their approval, their validation, or their help. You've already proven to yourself that you can stand alone, and that leaves them powerless. Your independence doesn't just make you strong, it makes you untouchable. And that's a force they can't begin to understand. Number 13. You don't just survive, you thrive in chaos. They throw chaos your way, expecting it to knock you down. But what they don't realize is that you don't just survive, you thrive in it. While others buckle under pressure, scrambling to regain control, you only grow stronger. Adversity doesn't break you, it sharpens you. You take the storms they throw at you and transform them into fuel, turning every setback into a stepping stone towards something greater. What they can't comprehend is how you remain composed when everything around you is falling apart. While they panic, looking for an escape or someone to blame, you stand firm, unshaken by the turbulence. It's almost as if the harder they try to rattle you, the more unbreakable you become. It's a mystery to them how someone can maintain such control when the world is trying to take it away. This ability to thrive in chaos is your ultimate power. You've trained yourself to embrace the uncertainty, to find clarity in the midst of confusion, and to turn every challenge into an opportunity. What looks like turmoil to them is just the environment where you flourish. They can't touch that because they're too busy being consumed by the very chaos you're mastering. Their confusion is not accidental. It is the inevitable byproduct of their limited perspective. They have been conditioned to believe that stability, predictability, and the avoidance of risks are the only viable paths to success. It is a mindset rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of change, fear of the unknown. But you defy that narrative entirely. You have proven, time and again, that greatness does not lie in evading the storm, but in standing at its center, commanding its force, and transforming its chaos into your catalyst. It is not just about weathering the challenges. It is about mastering them, using them as the fire that forges your strength. That is a kind of power they can neither understand nor replicate. Your strength is multifaceted. It is not simply about what you have endured, but about how you have emerged from each trial, stronger and sharper than before. Every obstacle, every setback, every doubt hurled your way has been an opportunity for growth. You have learned to take the energy of adversity and channel it into something remarkable, something transformative. While others retreat at the first sign of difficulty, paralyzed by their fears, you push forward, undeterred and unyielding. It is this resilience, this ability to thrive where others falter, that sets you apart. What truly distinguishes you is your refusal to conform. You do not seek to fit into the boxes that others have designed. Instead, you redefine the rules, crafting a path that is entirely your own. Your independence is not a shield, but a beacon, illuminating your way forward. While they cling to the comfort of tradition and familiarity, you forge ahead into uncharted territory, unafraid to embrace the unknown. Their insecurities trap them in a cycle of self-doubt, but you rise above it, charting a course that is as bold as it is inspiring. Every step you take, every milestone you achieve, becomes a testament to your unwavering resolve, leaving them scrambling to make sense of a game they cannot even begin to play. There is an undeniable elegance in the way you navigate the world. It is not loud or boastful, but quietly commanding. Your silence speaks of confidence, a self-assurance that needs no validation from others. Your adaptability is a weapon, allowing you to outmaneuver even the most cunning of challengers. And your ability to think ahead, to see opportunities where others see obstacles, keeps you perpetually one step ahead. You do not merely exist within the confines of the world. You shape it, bending it to your will and carving out a reality that reflects your vision. Every action you take, every decision you make, is deliberate, unapologetic, and deeply rooted in your truth. For them, your success is a mirror, reflecting their fears, their limitations, and their insecurities. It forces them to confront the uncomfortable reality of their own unfulfilled potential. But for you, success is not about comparison or validation. It is the natural outcome of your focus, your discipline, and your refusal to be held back by the expectations or judgments of others. It is not luck, nor is it chance. It is the result of your relentless pursuit of excellence, your ability to rise above the noise, and your determination to remain true to yourself, no matter the cost. No matter how much they try to shake your foundation or question your motives, their efforts are futile. You are not here to play by their rules or conform to their expectations. You are here to lead, to create, and to win on your own terms, in your own way. This is your journey, and it is one that no one else can replicate. Your path is not just a testament to your strength. It is a beacon for those who dare to dream differently, who refuse to settle for mediocrity, and who strive to make their mark on the world. So let them watch, let them wonder, let them grapple with the reality of your success. Their confusion only serves to highlight your brilliance, your courage, and your ability to rise above the ordinary. You were not made to follow. You were born to lead, to inspire, and to transform. This is not just another chapter in your story. It is the embodiment of your destiny. If these words resonate with you, take a moment to reflect on your own journey. Join our community of trailblazers, subscribe to stay connected, and share your thoughts below. Together, we can continue to push boundaries, break barriers, and rewrite the rules. Keep rising, keep striving, and remember, the best is yet to come. Stay blessed and stay untouchable.